Some strategic points. Don't do site-wide links of all your sites to your other sites. Like I just said, it's just not going to help your SEO, and it needs to be balanced with what makes sense. For example, like I said with PC Mechanic, it can link over to PC Mech TV and it makes perfect sense. I might also link it over to PCDailyTips.com because, again, that's a computer-related website and it makes perfect sense to link that. But for me to link it over to Webby Online might be a little less likely to be a natural occurrence. Therefore, it might be more likely to be spotted by a search engine. You want to lean toward linking your higher PR sites to lower PR sites and not reciprocating. For example, Piece of Mechanic is a higher PR site. The homepage right now is at PR5, but I've got several PR6 pages on the site. Now, Webby Online obviously started out from scratch, and it was not a high PR site. And one thing I noticed maybe 1 or 2 months ago is that my PR ranking on my homepage at Piece of Mechanic went from 6 to 5. And now that I've done some research on this topic, what I'm thinking happened is that it got penalized a little bit for linking out to Webby Online and some of these other new sites that I had started. They were all on the same server, and not in all cases were they related. So I think it actually dragged my PR down on the Piece of Mechanic homepage. And a big thing is that you want to avoid duplicate content among your linked sites. If you're basically out there creating mirror websites but giving them a different domain and a name, believe me, these guys are going to find that. And they're going to penalize your site. And one penalized site can affect the others. And as I just told you with Piece of Mechanic, I'm not exactly sure if that PR decrease was a direct result of my linking out to Webby Online and some of these other sites, but it might very well have been. So you want to keep that in mind. It isn't a black and white issue. Traffic is more important than PageRank. If you're conducting business and what you really need is the traffic, you want to make sales, you need to balance all this out with your demand for traffic, because in the long term, your traffic is your goal. It's not going to be your Google PageRank. Sometimes linking to other sites makes sense. For example, PC Mechanic and PC Daily Tips. Also wanted to show you another example, and that is B5 Media, which is a blog network. I think they do a pretty good example of this, because you'll see on their network they've got blogs of all categories here. But for example, under Science and Health, we've got Genetics and Health and all these other ones. Now I'm going to show you Genetics and Health website at geneticsandhealth.com. You will see that this is one of their websites, and they link out to sponsors, but they're related. They link out to Science and Health. Now, these are their other blogs. But the thing is, you'll notice that they only link out to the other Science and Health blogs that they have. They don't link out to business and beauty and style and home and dating, because they're not the same subject. So this is actually better for their PR, because they're linking out to related blogs. And then they even go so far as to link out to sites that they have nothing to do with that are very closely related, just links that would be of value to their visitors. Their blog roll does the same thing. It links out to other blogs that have to do with the same subject. So I think this is a much smarter strategy, because they're linking out to related things at all times. And I haven't checked these other sites out, but I bet if I checked out some of their business sites, they do the same thing. They probably link to these other sites in their business network, but they're not going to link back to their Genetics and Health, because it just wouldn't make any sense. So remember also the no-follow attribute. Now, no-follow attribute is something that you can add to a link that basically tells the spiders not to follow that link. And this is actually can be used strategically, because, for example, with PC Mechanic and Webby Online, PC Mechanic is a higher PR site, so therefore there might be some benefit to linking it over to Webby Online, which is a little bit lower PR site. However, if I link Webby Online back to PC Mechanic, it may not be quite as helpful. So what I can do is actually put the REL equals no follow on there, so that I can allow the PR or the ranking to go one direction. It allows me to create a one-way flow of the spiders from one site to the other, but not necessarily back. And that's a strategy that you can use in order to control PR flow between your sites. The big thing that I keep hammering here is that you want to keep it natural. You want your linking strategy between your sites to look as natural as possible, and link to related things and link to, again, sites that are related, but another important point is not necessarily to link to all of your sites from every other page of your site, because again, it's not natural. That graphic that I showed you previously that looked like a big diamond, that model of all those sites linking to each other is just not a natural occurrence, and these search engine spiders can find that. When you look artificial, you're going to be spottable by the spiders, and you're more than likely to be penalized. I don't know if you'll necessarily get removed from a search engine by doing this, depending on if you look like a spammer or what have you, but it could reduce your rankings, like may have happened to the PC Mechanic homepage. So I hope that is something that will be helpful to those of you that have more than one website. It's a pretty commonly discussed topic, and one that is useful for anybody, such as myself, that has several sites and wants to find ways to promote them. So if you have more things you'd like to read about, go to webbyonline.com. I blog there several times a week about various topics related to webmastering and the subject of internet business. And, speaking from my own viewpoint, which might be a little biased, I think it's a pretty useful resource. So go check that out, and have a great day. Thanks.